In just a moment, I'll introduce Nancy Townsley from the News Times Forest Grove. But first, let's take a moment to hear from the News Times Media Table sponsor, the Doubletree Hotel by Hilton.
Newsmaker's Media Table sponsors help make possible our partnership with local media to honor our heroes whose stories we recognize this evening. The Doubletree by Hilton, a longtime sponsor of Newsmakers, is within walking distance of the Oregon Convention Center, Rose Garden Arena, and adjacent to the Lloyd Center shopping mall. The Max Light Rail is located just outside the hotel. Serving our community at large, thank you for your media table sponsorship, Doubletree by Hilton. This has been a Royal Rosarian Newsmakers presentation.
And please welcome to the podium from the News Times Forest Grove, editor Nancy Townsley.
Thanks everybody, and thanks for the Royal Rosarians. I have not been to this event before, but I'm just amazed and overwhelmed by all the stories tonight. One definition of character and humility might be someone who does the right thing or puts themselves out there when no one else is looking. And my honoree tonight is a young man who did just that. So I'm excited to introduce him to all of you. The first time I met Zack Gallinger-Long was at a funeral home in Forest Grove. He was greeting visitors during a viewing of the body of his younger brother, Riley, who had been killed in action in Afghanistan just 1 week before. I noticed right away that Zack was comforting others who came to mourn that day instead of the other way around, as the loss of 19-year-old Riley Gallinger-Long, a 2010 graduate of Forest Grove High School, began to sink into the community's collective consciousness. That image of Zack, a devoted and giving husband, father, son, and brother, has stuck with me ever since. It was Zack who first spoke to me as a reporter for the News Times in Forest Grove out in western Washington County, after Riley, a Navy hospital foreman, died on duty in the Marja district of southwest Afghanistan, 6,000 miles from home, on August 11, 2011. Zack told me that Riley had been born on the 4th of July and that he had had aspirations to help in the military and then become either a fire chief or emergency medical technician. Riley, who is survived by a young wife, Hope, and his identical twin brother, Wyatt, who's also serving in the Navy, had a big, big heart, Zack told me that day. It wasn't long after Riley's funeral and burial with military honors at Willamette National Cemetery in Portland that Zack, his older brother, set to work on a number of projects to preserve the memory of his brother and other veterans, projects that have beautified and benefited two communities in Washington County. In late 2011, he and another volunteer spearheaded the transformation of a nondescript park in Cornelius, Riley's hometown, into an oasis for people to sit and meditate on the work and sacrifices of the city's military veterans. Now called Veterans Memorial Park, the spot just off a main thoroughfare features several benches, one dedicated in Riley's memory, and a wall that will eventually contain the names of over 200 vets, and also has a memorial statue in the middle bearing the bronze boots of a lost soldier. The park was formally dedicated on June 30th, 2012. Plaques honoring Riley have also been placed in the state capitol in Salem, at Echo Shaw Elementary School in Cornelius, where he was a student, and at Forest Grove High School. Zack and his family have been present at each dedication, including one just a couple weeks ago at the Military Entrance Processing Command Office in Portland, where the very room in which Riley took his induction oath has been named in his memory. But engineering memorial projects and watching donations grow to the Wounded Warrior Project in his brother's name are just the tip of the iceberg for Zack. He's gone to much greater lengths to donate his time and passion for the good of all in Oregon. Last year, Zack was appointed to Governor John Kitzhaber's Task Force on Military Families, whose mission is to identify, improve, and expand services that bridge the gap between military and civilian communities. He's chairman of that panel, which reviews proposals for legislation related to military families and will serve through 2016. Meanwhile, he continues to work as job coordinator at Oregon Heating and Air Conditioning and Hybrid and care for his own family, which includes his wife, Darlene, who I learned tonight was his high school sweetheart, and their boys, Christopher, 8, and Alexander, 4. Zack's mother, Susan Blanchard of Cornelius, joins us here tonight as well. On his Facebook profile, Zack describes himself as an ambitious professional who is continually educating himself on multiple levels. At age 13, he started a list of tasks he wanted to complete so as to experience the fullness of life. I believe he has demonstrated he is well on his way to accomplishing those goals, devoting himself to the service of others. As a community journalist, I often am on the outside looking in. I have been so humbled to know Zack, to get to know him better, and to get to know his family in the last year. And I am, as a military person who grew up in the military myself, my father was in the Navy for 20 years, I'm particularly proud to present this Royal Rosarian Newsmaker Award to Zack Gallinger-Long, who I believe exemplifies the concept of benevolent service to his community and his state. Hoping that Zack can say a few words about what he's going to be up to in the next few months.
We are in the process of getting the names on the wall. We last month raised the last funds needed to get all 211 names on the wall. I want to stress the importance that while I do miss my brother very much, this is very much for all veterans and their sacrifice. The people like Andrew Keller, whose name will also be on the wall. I have great respect for these people and want to do everything that I can to make sure people know and don't forget their sacrifice. I want to thank you for this honor tonight. It's very humbling to share the stage with so many great people, and I can't wait to meet some of the other award recipients later. And I just want to make sure that the message is clear that we honor veterans not just on holidays, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, but every day, saying thank you for their sacrifice because it is great work and we really do appreciate it.